center. This is the place of the Nubians, and they have been relocated to other places. And to save temples, it was another project. 25 shrines and temples have been saved from the lake, and that was the UNESCO project. Most of the countries around the world shared because the Egyptian government, when they started to build the dam, they knew what's going to happen. So before the water started to flow in the lake, they made an appeal to different countries around the world, and the UNESCO sent a letter to every museum in the whole world to save the temple by through engineering or by paying money. And the response was so fast, and this is the largest project in the whole world that was done to save monuments. And a plane was sent to Egypt with Egyptologists, archaeologists, journalists, museum curators, and they started to travel between Egypt and Sudan to study the situation of the monuments there. And then they wrote in the newspaper. There was a famous article everywhere. It carries the title. It says "Now or Never," and that was a song of Elvis Presley at that time. So it was very famous. They connected them to that. And then 4 years of hard work, and that was in 1960 till 4 years later when they saved the whole temple. It was a big problem because this temple was not built like the other temples. This temple is carved into a mountain. It was not easy to save the temple. So they started by building an artificial dome. So the dome that you can see behind this is not a mountain. This is an artificial mountain, and the temple was cut into pieces. Actually, they couldn't use modern technology. Modern technology could destroy the temple. So they used manual saws to cut the temple, and the pieces were marked and then replaced again into this dome. 4 years of hard work, and the temple was relocated. It was a competition between the builder of the dam and those who are saving the temple because it was going to be covered with water at any minute. 5 temples had been taken outside the country, and they are gifts from Egypt to the countries that saved the temples, like the States, Canada, Spain, Italy. So they got some shrines and temples as gifts there. The beginning of the discovery of the temple, it was 1817. And the one who discovered the temple, his name was Bouchard. He was a scholar from Switzerland. And he was a friend of Belzoni. Remember the Belzoni, the Italian? Yeah. They were friends. So when he came here, the temple was down there and it was covered with sand. What was seen is he saw one of the faces of the statues there. Then he went and told his friend Belzoni. Belzoni came and he removed more sand and he found the temple. So he left. When he came back, he found the temple covered again with sand. It was a way of preservation. So the temple was very well preserved when it was down there. Sand used to cover it all the time, but now it's being eroded because of it's facing the wind all the time. And then after the discovery, it became the story of the relocation of the temple. The temple belongs to King Ramses II. We have 2 temples here, Ramses II and his wife Nefertari. This is a gift for his wife. He made it for his wife. And the temples are dedicated to 2 gods. This one is dedicated to God Amun-Ra, remember the god of Thebes, and the other one dedicated to goddess Hathor, the cow goddess. But King Ramses II is preserved inside both the temples. The temples here, it was kind of warning for the enemies. The most important temples in the south are built by King Ramses II, warning for the enemies. There is a strong king in the country, so no one can come closer to the country. So here you can see the presentation of the king. The 4 statues belong to the same king. King Ramses II is presented with the crown of Egypt, and on the top you can see baboons. Can you see baboons on the top? Baboons representing the sun. Egyptians realized that when the sun starts to rise every morning, baboons make noises. So they believe that they welcome the sun every morning. So they started to worship the baboons. And then in the middle you can see the falcon with the sun disk on the head. This is god Horus, but here his name is Rahar Akhti, or Horus of the horizon. He has different names. Here he is called the horizon, around the king's feet. And like you can see, the female figures, daughters, wives, are always around the king's feet. because as I told you, he had a big number of children, and he had 3 main wives. Queen Nefertari, she was the main wife, and he had another queen, and the third one, she is a daughter of the king of the Hittites. This is a tribe that he used to fight, and he signed a peace agreement with them. After signing the peace agreement, he married the daughter of the king. As we are not allowed inside, I'm going to show you the most important scenes that we will see inside the temple. So once you get there, have a look here. This is the entrance of the temple. You will find a colonnade on both sides. Thank you so much.
I take a backpack for you.
So this is King Ramses II on both sides. This is the entrance of the temple, the colonnade. Okay? And then the most important wall when you get there, to the right hand side. On the right hand side you will see the battle scenes. This is the most famous battle in the time of King Ramses II. It's called the Battle of Kadesh. This was around 1240 BC, and this is the battle with the Hittites. His father, King Seti, first started the battles, and King Ramses continued the battles with the Hittites, and this was the last battle, Kadesh. End of the battle was the peace agreement between King Ramses II and the Hittites. Here, this is the king on his chariot. Always the king are presented on their chariots fighting, and again, here the king stepped out the chariot and he is killing the enemies. Here. Then this is one of the important scenes. You can see the king sitting on the throne. Can you see the king on the throne? And two short men in front of the king. They are two spies. These two spies had been caught during the battle, and they came with fake information to King Ramses II. They told him that the enemy is near Aleppo, outside, but once the king started to leave his camp, he was attacked. And he said that he was going to be killed at this point, and at the last minute, members of his army saved him at last minute. Actually, he used to write memories about his war here. And the offering scene will be on the left-hand side of King God-Amen-Ra. So God-Amen-Ra is the main god of the temple. You will see him everywhere. They are making offerings to him. And then, this is the sanctuary, the last room. It is the sanctuary of the temple. You will see 4 statues inside the last room. The last room has King Ramses II. It has God Amen-Ra, Horus, and one of the gods, his name is God Pesach. The miracle that happens here every year, twice every year, the sun goes through the entrance to enter this room and enlight the faces of the statues. There, they enlightened 3 faces, and the 4th face was related to the darkness, so it was not enlightened. So it's only 3 faces, and King Ramses II considered himself as a god. He put himself within the god here.
Does that still happen in this temple?
Yes.
So they
There is a difference of 1 day after relocating the temple.
What day? 1 day.
It is 22nd of February and October. Maybe day of coronation and the birthday of the king. This is closer shot for the room inside with these things.
So which is the dark one?
This one.